Oh, hell's teeth. It's supposed to be warmer today. Feels colder. Let's see what Madam Fanny says. Well, she says the side lamp bulb is faulty. What did she say about the temperature? 3 degrees. Yes, I know the side lamp bulb is faulty. You told me that. You didn't need to tell me. I've got eyes. I saw it because I checked after you told me, in fairness. Yeah, 3 degrees. So, well, we're above freezing. Risk of ice. There we are. But I thought, I'm sure the forecast said it was going to be a bit warmer today, but apparently not. Right, I'll just blast the screen. Oh, welcome to today's daily diary, by the way. Don't touch that knob. Oh, it's taken a while today. Hang on, let me get my screen cloth. Let's give you a little wait. Oh well, that went well. That went well. Right, yes, welcome to today's daily diary, darlings. And welcome to Boaty's bad day. I have had a bad day. Well, not a bad day. Anxiety's really kicked in. Really kicked in. I know why. It's because it's a combination of things. I've got to do something tomorrow, right? That always provokes a slight reaction. I'm meeting somebody new. That always provokes a slight reaction. Things have not gone according to plan, and there isn't a plan, and I don't know how things are going to work out. That provokes a reaction. Put all of those things together and you get today. Anxiety is through the roof, and if any of you suffer with anxiety, you have my sympathy. You know what it's like when the whole 9 yards kick in? If you don't suffer, it's kind of difficult to describe, but it's not just that you get anxious. It's amazing what else kicks in as well. Yes, you get anxious. You feel very nervous. You get the shakes. But you also get extreme paranoia and guilt. And you feel incredibly guilty, but you don't know what about. And you kind of, the human mind's a weird thing, isn't it? You find something to feel guilty about because you feel the guilt anyway. So the mind just comes up with something to assign to that guilt. And you're very fearful and paranoid about everything. It's like, how can I describe it? It's like you've got some massive guilty secret and you're about to be found out. And there isn't one. There isn't one, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's, like you've done something criminal and you hear that the police have started to investigate it, something like that. None of it makes any logical sense. It's just when it kicks off, when it triggers for whatever reason that might be, your mind just goes off on one and goes batshit doolally crazy. So I've had and it kind of, look at that moon, look at that new moon, God, that's beautiful, a real sliver. You might not have seen it. I can see it with the naked eye. The camera might not see it, but we should see it a little bit further on. So yeah, I've had a day of just, nothing's got done. Absolutely nothing's got done. Kind of ruins your day. I mean, I had a nice Sunday lunch. Didn't enjoy it. Actually struggled to eat it because I was shaking. There, look at that. Bloody hell, that's amazing. What a beautiful new moon. How am I doing for fuel? Oh, good. Right, need to fuel up tonight, but I've got plenty to get there. So, yes, that's been today. However, I do have something specific to talk to you lovely people about this afternoon. And that is, last night, I got into and had a good look round the Sherpas Lodge. So I am now in a position where I can report on the state of it. And I have to say, I got a little bit excited. Right, what I think I need to do is I need to describe the layout of the Sherpas Lodge to you. Now, there is a video on the channel showing it, but it's a members only video, and a couple of thousand people will watch this video, but I've only got about 100 channel members. So I know that the vast majority of you won't have seen the Sherpas Lodge video, so you won't know what it's like. So I'm going to try and describe it for you because, yeah, I got a little bit excited last night. Now, don't get me wrong, the place is a shithole, but it does look like there's light at the end of the tunnel now. Oh, hang on, I've got a sneeze coming up and I need to blow my nose. God, it's all happening. It's all happening here on Boaty as well. It's... God. Oh dear me, excuse me. It's all happening here on Boaty's World. Sneezing live to the nation. Well, 0.00001% of the nation. Anyway. Pardon me, blowing my nose at you. It's not nice. But it is necessary. Bloody motorhomes. Oh, imagine how the poor people feel when they're stuck behind Netty. Netty's at 2.5 miles an hour coming up here. Bless her. I do miss her. Oh, no updates on Netty, by the way. None whatsoever. Still no reply to the text, so, you know. The morning will bring what it may bring. Right, Sherpas Lodge. So, yeah, it's a shithole in there. The carpets haven't been laid yet, which is a good thing because the decorating hasn't been done. Bits of it have been started. But it looks like... Oh, how can I describe it to you? I couldn't film because there were loads of other people there. Landlord was there. Some of his workers. Ram was up there talking about the floor of the Sherpas Lodge, which is the roof of the restaurant, and an issue with that. But it did look... right, let's try and describe it. So it looks like all of the plastering and all of that kind of thing has been done. The outside's been done, well, kind of done. Scaffolding's gone. But there you go. It looks like, yeah. So it's got no floors. Well, I mean, it's got, you know, it's down to the floorboards everywhere. There's no carpet, no floor coverings, let's put it that way. And the walls are all bare. But it does look as if the work has been, the underlying work... Oh, somebody's going for the motorhome overtake. That was quite brave. Yeah, it looks like the work's been done okay as far as I can see. I'm no expert. obviously. So it looks as if there's kind of a blank canvas there now. So it's probably not a million miles away. It needs decorating, you know, the walls need painting and whatnot. It obviously needs floor covering putting down, but as I understand it, it's having new carpets throughout. And then you've got the bare bones of something. The kitchen was kind of all right. How well it will clean up now after all of the abuse from the orally men. It's horribly manky in there. The bathrooms, I don't know how well they will clean up, but it doesn't look a million miles away. It looks like a place that needs decorating and tidying up and needs flooring. But that's all doable relatively quickly, isn't it? The underlying work, that looks like it has been done, finished, kaput. So that allowed me to get a little bit excited, because instead of seeing what we saw before, which was just a demolition job, a place with a load of, forgive me, a load of dossers squatting in there, because that's what the orally men were. They were dossers squatting in there, smoking, drinking. The place was utter filth. They did a lot more harm than they did good. Doesn't look like that now. It looks just like something that needs decorating, finishing off, you know. It looks like the bare bones are there. And that meant that I could look at it and see the potential of the space. And that got me a little bit excited. So let me try and run through it. So I still haven't got it cleared in my own mind. I haven't spent enough time in there to have nailed the layout. But let me try and describe it for you. And we can start to not make plans, but think about what plans we can make going forward given the layout. So I think you've all seen the entrance. Even you non-channel members, you've seen the entrance. As we drive round the corner of the restaurant, there's a front door there on your left hand side, kind of on the side of the restaurant wall. That is the, hang on, I need to blow my nose again. Oh Lord above my sinuses. Right, so you've got that, yeah, so the front door opens onto the pavement, onto the street. You've seen me drive past it many times. You know where that is. So when you open that door, you've got a kind of, oh, what do you call it? Vestibule? Cloakroom, maybe? Just a little bit of a space at the bottom of the stairs. What could you have there? Oh, and then there's a door right ahead of you, and that door is the door that leads into the restaurant. I've never known it to be unlocked. I don't even know if anybody's got a key, but there is a door there that goes through to the restaurant. And you've got just that little area. You know, it's a small area. You could get you'd get a hat stand in there, and maybe, oh, and if it was a guest house, you'd have a little table there with leaflets for surrounding tourist attractions, that kind of area. And that's all that you'd get there, really. And then you've got stairs going up with a 90-degree turn, and those stairs lead you up to a landing, a big wide landing with a stained glass window, incredibly high ceiling. Now, to the front of the building, to the front door side of the building, you've got a little corridor. So as you're up on the landing, you've got, hang on, let me try and picture this in my mind. Okay, so you've got a bathroom, a small bathroom with a bog, a sink and a shower. As small as you can imagine, it just about fits a bog, a sink and a shower. Then you've got a little corridor going down the one side of the building. Leading off that corridor, you've got another bathroom, but a bigger one, with a bog, a sink and a bath and room. That's a much, much bigger bathroom. And then at the end of that corridor, you've got a little room. I mean, it could be a small single bedroom, or it could be an office. Could easily be an office, or it could have a model train set in there. I've just got this thing in my mind about having a train set room. I've always wanted a train set. And then that's it for that side. Then you've got, I'm trying to think now. So leading off to the opposite side, there's a big room. Now that could be a front room, you know, a living room. Could be a big double bedroom, master bedroom. I think that's the room that would be the living room, I think. I'm trying to remember the layout. I think that's the one that overlooks the front of the restaurant. And that's the room that would make sense to have as a living room, I think. And then if you sort of go towards the back of the building, then you go very slightly up onto a slightly different level, and then you've got another room off to your left, which again could be a double bedroom, big double bedroom, or could be a living room. And then to your right, you go down a couple of steps into the kitchen. Quite a big kitchen, and it's got units down two of the sides. Not the best. They weren't the best anyway, although they did look kind of newish. But then of course the Highwayman just made the worst imaginable mess of the kitchen. So how well they'll clean up, I don't know. I mean, ideally at some point needs a new kitchen in there, but that's probably not going to happen. And it's a big old kitchen. You would get a big old table and chairs in there. You'd certainly get my table from Windy Bum would easily go in there with room to spare. You'd get a much bigger table in there. There's quite a bit of space in the kitchen. There's a washing machine in there. God knows if it works. There's a cooker in there. The Highwayman have probably buggered that up. But, you know, they can be swapped out, can't they? It just looks terribly grubby and unkempt. There's a fridge freezer in there. Well, you know, after the Highwayman have been in there, that's going to want carting away, I would have thought. Again, you know, we've got a fridge freezer to go from Windy Bum. I'm working on the assumption here, obviously, that we will be getting the Sherpas Lodge. Not that I know we will, I'm just, you know, for the sake of this discussion, we'll assume that that's going to happen. So yeah, you've got the kitchen and another room. So what have we got so far? We've got a potential single bedroom. Might be too small. You'd get a single bed in there and maybe a small wardrobe and one side table, I think, off the top of my head. But that would be a bit of a squish. you know, kids' bedroom, maybe something like that at a push. Need to measure that out, I suppose. Depends how we, you know, we're going to have to figure out the layout, but you know, beds are going to be more useful than anything else, I would imagine. So maybe that's what maybe that's what it will end up being. So yeah, so we're back to, you've got the kitchen, you've got the room opposite. Where's that motorhome going? Is it going to Lickpenny? Is it indicating left? Yes. Oh, they're going to lovely Lickpenny. Well, I hope you have a fabulous time. Greetings, honourable seasonal pitch. I'm making plans for you. Oh, can't remember if I told you, Daniel's here. I haven't met him yet. He's safely ensconced. I was going to call it a campsite. It's not a campsite, it's a field. I can't remember if I've told you this. Oh God, am I repeating myself? See, anxieties. No idea what I'm saying, no idea what I've said. I should have invited him round for a cup of tea, but I was getting ready for work and I haven't got any tea. I don't even know if he drinks tea. So yeah, he's on the campsite, which is just, it's a CL, it's just a field. It's £5 a night, and it's just a field in the middle of the village. So, you know, just a few hundred yards away. So he'll be safely tucked up there. Hopefully he'll have a cozy evening in his camper, and I'll see him in the morning. Right, back to the Sherpas Lodge, darlings. Okay, so where were we? So you've got the kitchen, the room opposite. Carry on past the kitchen and the room opposite, and you come to a flight of stairs. Another flight of stairs. And that goes up to the 3rd level, the top level. Right, what have you got there? Right, you've got you've kind of got 4 spaces up there. Oh, let me try and remember this. Right, you've got 1 space, which is a room. So that would be a bedroom. Then you've got a weird kind of double space. It looks like it should be 2 separate spaces, and it's not. It's got a massive archway between them. I think it must have been 2 spaces at one time. One has got a door, one is just walk straight in. But there's a massive archway between the 2, so it's kind of 2 single spaces that is now a double space. And then you've got another separate room on the opposite side, but that room is tiny. It's too small to be a bedroom. Now, it would make a perfect bathroom. And the landlord said that was the plan. The plan was to make that upper level available as a standalone suite, like a granny flat. Yeah, so to put it would have been perfect for that. So you'd have had like a bedroom. That double space would have been an open plan kitchen and living area, albeit a very small one. And then you'd have a separate bathroom, and that was the landlord's plan. But the neighbour put the kibosh on that because the owner of the adjoining building wasn't prepared to have what do you call it? Sewage outlet pipe or something. That would have needed to go on his property or something, and he wasn't having that. So it can't be a bathroom. I don't know what else it can be. So that's it. That is the layout. Now, in a way, as I say, I couldn't help but get excited by the possibilities of the layout. Now, in a way, I really wouldn't mind just having it as my home. Because you could do fabulous things with that space, especially when you are on your own, you know. You could have a games room, a pool room, you know, a den, whatever you wanted. There's so much space that you could do a lot with it, and that would be quite exciting. But that is most definitely not an option, because I couldn't afford it. I've not been surviving financially at Windy Bum. Yeah, I've not been keeping my head above water financially at Windy Bum. And the Sherpas Lodge would be more expensive than Windy Bum. So, you know, it's a complete non-starter. I would just be making myself worse off. And, you know, you've got to buck the trend somewhere, haven't you? And the one thing about this new life that I'm going to be embarking on next year is that it's going to provide the opportunity, hopefully, please God, touch wood, that whilst there are going to be areas of compromise, there will be many positives as well. And one of the biggest positives is that it's going to give me the chance to get financially back on an even keel. You know, there's a good chance that by this time next year, I could have got myself completely out of the shit. I could be debt free by this time next year. Might take a little bit longer, depending on how things go. And that would be the first time in a decade that I was actually living within my means, paying everything that I should be paying, not being in debt to anybody or any structure, and, you know, maybe being able to put a bob or two away for a rainy day like most people do. And that would be nice. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. So yeah, taking Sherpas Lodge on as my place, complete non-starter. However, having it as a physical address, a base, a place for my stuff, and Airbnb-ing it, that's totally viable. Totally viable as far as I can see. So how to use that space? Well. So, I mean, there needs to be a living room, doesn't there? I mean, there needs to be a kitchen, but the kitchen will be the kitchen. So that's sorted. We've got 2 bathrooms. That's quite handy, isn't it? And then we've got, what have we got? Well, if we have a living room, then on the lower level, we've got potentially a massive bedroom, or a good sized bedroom, you know, a big double bedroom, a big double bedroom, and a small single bedroom. And then up on the top level, how could we work that? Up on the top level, there could be a single bedroom, an open plan double bedroom with living area, and maybe a kitchen area. Maybe turn that little place that can't be a bathroom. Could that be a basic kitchen? Wouldn't have running water there, but you could have a very basic kitchen with just a microwave, fridge, freezer, little standalone hob, something like that. And so upstairs would be a little self-contained area. The only thing would be you'd have to get downstairs to use the bog or the bathroom. So not ideal, but workable. So that would mean double bedroom, 2 people, single bedroom, 3 people, and then 3 people in the top level as well. So it would be set up for 6 people to be quite comfortable, with a kitchen that would easily accommodate 6 people. 6 people sharing 2 bathrooms. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? So it would be kind of 2, 1, 2, so it'd be like 4 bedroom place accommodating 6 people. That would work, that would be doable. Get decent money for that. Yeah. And I think, I don't know exactly what state, assuming it does get handed over to us, I don't know exactly what state it would be in. I mean, if it was anything like it is now, then there'd have to be some rent-free months to allow the decorating and whatnot to be done and paid for. And then I think we'd have to work it on a budget, get it to a basic standard, start letting it out at a really low price point, get it creating some income, and then use that income to gradually improve it. Something like that. Right, I'm going to pull over here again while I say goodbye to you. So, yep, that is enough for today, darling. So, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Obviously, tomorrow, we know what's happening tomorrow. Daniel's here. God knows what's going to happen with Netty. We'll get down to the garage tomorrow morning, and we'll see what the lie of the land is. Not sure when I'm going to be able to get this video out to you, but it'll go out to you at some point tomorrow. And then there'll obviously be Monday Night Live, the live stream tomorrow night. Don't know if Daniel wants to do that with me. Not everybody's comfortable with doing a live stream, being on camera, that kind of thing. Anyway, right, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, all the love in the world from me. And on that note, toodle pip. Catch you tomorrow, darlings. Bye bye.
The YouTube channel's not any good, but he's a nice guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Boaty.
Oh. You had me at YouTube videos. Let's go, Boaty.
Boaty's such a great guy, very tall. Such a great guy. I wish Boaty was here in America with me right now.
You twat. Wanker.